Being a success with one band, Black Sabbath, and then to be an even bigger success on my own, or at least as big as of a success, is like a wow, you know? I often think, why me, you know? I'm not fucking complaining. And suddenly, we hear about if you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear a flower in your hair. Now we're thinking, what the fuck is San Francisco? Where is this, man, you know? What's all this flower shit? I've got no shoes on my feet. I'm starving. I don't want to work. I got into a blues rock band. We never had nothing, you know. And we just thought, well, it's not real. It's not for me. I mean, fuck, it's all right if you're living in the sun-shining San Francisco, but San Francisco was like somebody coming to me and saying, hey, Ozzy, do you fancy a trip to Mars? You know. We all lived within a 5-mile radius of each other, and we just got together. I mean, Tony was always the sort of forerunner because his mother had a shop. He could get a little bit more cash than the rest of us because we were all fucking bums virtually, you know. So he used to, his mother would supply the truck, and his parents were very good to me actually. I mean, his mother and father were you know, all our parents did the best they could to help us along, you know. The original name of Black Sabbath was Earth. None of us really liked the name Earth. It wasn't really strong enough. And we were waiting to go into a rehearsal in Birmingham one day. And across the road was a cinema, and there was a horror movie on. And there was a line of people waiting, and I think Tony says, isn't it weird, man, that people pay money to see a movie that scares the shit out of them? Why don't we try and put that to music, like a evil kind of music? And we'll make the big time now. Just as in brackets, it was, you know, the big time, you know, like as a joke, you know. And lo and behold, that's what happened. America, I mean, these poor guys that come from Birmingham, England, we go to America and we're like the fucking wild bunch, man. It's like, I'd never seen anything like us. We were fucking mad. We just bought dope and fucking drink and had groupies and fucked anything that moved and just did the whole thing, you know. And it's just like, it's just crazy. We'd do like 7 nights a week, 2 shows a day, you know, 2 matinees, and we were just fucking out of it all the time. I'm a performer that goes on stage, and I would do absolutely anything to get that crowd crazy. It's a challenge for me. I mean, I've got to get them fucking screaming, you know. My father once said to me, he said, there was 2 things I had in line for you, either prison or something special. I love my father. I always wanted to achieve something for my father because my grades at school weren't that great, and I always felt that I let him down. And for me to go in with a gold disc and or something, I'd achieved something, and I made my father proud of me, you know. That was one of the things I'm really happy about. Both Bill and I were very fearful of Tony because Tony was like the boss. Tony became this big father figure, whatever Tony. It was like a situation that's supposed to be a band, yet whatever Tony wanted, he got. But yet, when it came to the firing of me, he got Bill, who was my best friend, who was my closest member of Black Sabbath, to come and do the dirty deed. He didn't have I didn't see him. He was locked away in his room. It was a whole scam because Tony had met Dio. We were being managed by Sharon's father, Don Arden, and Tony didn't want me in the band anymore. And I knew what was going down anyway, and I knew what was coming down. It wasn't no surprise that I was when I got fired. I didn't go like, oh, golly, you know. I just thought, fuck this, man. It's like it's over, you know. I was kind of relieved somewhat, you know. But we were all fucked up. Anyway, Tony would stay in his room doing quaaludes and blow all day long. I'd be getting fucked up on booze, so would Bill, and we would all be getting drugged out of our fucking heads. And they were saying that I was out of my head all the time. So it was kind of like the kettle calling the pot black, you know. everyone was so afraid to say to Tony, I think you're fucking up. No one would ever say, you know, I was always a baddie, or Bill was always a baddie, or Geezer was a fucking... I remember one time Geezer went on holiday and I wanted to get rid of Geezer. But no one would ever turn around and say, well, I think Tony Iommi's fucked, but we should get rid of him. Because everyone was scared of him. He was kind of like the big daddy, you know. He was like the boss, you know. You could never... Nobody ever... When he turned around one day and said, I'm leaving the band, and I said, well, if you're leaving the band, good luck to you, man. But I ain't quitting, I'm going to carry on. And then when he heard that, he came back in because he couldn't stand the thought of us carrying on without him, just in case he wasn't a success. And he wanted Black Sabbath. His dream was to own Black Sabbath, and to this day, he's still got it, you know. If it's a big success, great. And I sincerely, honestly mean that with all my heart. You know, he's got what he wants. I don't choose to be involved in that. I mean, people talk to me about Black Sabbath. I've been solo now longer than I was with fucking Black Sabbath. But when I did Live Aid, whatever romantic idea I ever had in my head about Sabbath ever working again was quickly gone. Because Randy Rhoads had come into my life, I was now having fun with my rock and roll, whereas it wasn't fun towards the end of Sabbath. It was just like a boring, mundane, moaning bunch of guys doing it to earn money. There's been a lot of anger between Sabbath and I, a lot of jealousy and a lot of I'm better than you situation with Sabbath. But I've got to confess, if there hadn't been a Sabbath, there wouldn't have been an Ozzy Osbourne. And if there wasn't an Ozzy Osbourne, I don't suppose there would have been a Sabbath. I hope it's a fucking hit, this record. The thing I like least about myself is the lack of confidence I have in myself. I'm very insecure, I'm very afraid. When it's going great, it's the best feeling. When it's going bad, I can't handle the bad side.
He's so sensitive about everything, the way people feel about him, you know, on a professional level, on a personal level, everything he's so sensitive to. And he has never found that inner peace in all the years I've known him, where you can go to bed, you lie your head down on a pillow and you're gone, and he says to me, how can you do it night after night? Because I have that inner peace, and he hasn't found it yet.
She's great. She gets it all under control, everything. I don't know what I'd do without her, you know. Left to me and my devices, the first thing I do when it gets too heavy is run to a bar or get some dope or run away. You know? I sat down one day and added the good and the bad. And all the bad thing that's ever happened to my life, in my life, I've been drunk. I mean, if I was sober, I would never have urinated up the Alamo. If I was sober, I would never have walked into CBS and bit the head off the dope. It's like the total Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde syndrome. I'm not... Nobody under the influence of any alcohol or drug is the same person. Otherwise, you wouldn't fucking take it. If you were the same person, why waste your time pouring vats of fucking booze down or lines of coke? You take that to change. And I didn't like the person that I was changing into, yet I couldn't stand living sober. Do you know, people, I've made many statements about being sober. And what I can really say is, sobriety fucking sucks. I just don't know why I'm alive. You know? Fuck off with the camera. I don't honestly know why I'm still breathing. Because I should be dead. I should be dead 1,000 times. You know, I never drank socially. I never took coke socially. I never smoked dope socially. I never shot Demerol socially. I never did anything socially. I did it to get fucked up, you know. So I was instantly an addict. I was born an addict. I'm not going to make any magnanimous statement that I'm cured, mate. I don't know. I could start tomorrow, but I choose not to today. I don't think for other people. I mean, I only think for me. And if anybody out there is watching this and they think I'm trying to wave the flag, I ain't. If you want to get fucked up, it's your business. Because I choose. It's my choice. If I want to start again, it's my fucking choice, man. Nobody's forcing me to. My wife didn't say to me, if you don't stop drinking, I'm fucking leaving. I just woke up this one last time and said, I want to give it another try. I'm not a devil worshipper. I'm fucking crazy. I'm a true believer that I'm not sane. I mean, when I'm up there performing, I'm definitely out of control. I live on fear. Before I go on, it's like my brain's going around my head, It's like, and I hate people touching me and like, it's just fuck up, because I've got to psyche myself into a gig. It's like it's my challenge, It's like my fight, my gig. It's mine. That is what no matter all this shit, then I own that gig for that hour and a half, and I've got to do my damnedest to get that fucking gig the way I want to get that gig, If you're not into Ozzys music, you won't understand what Ozzys about. He makes it sound like it's a black mass, and it's not. I don't go out there and fucking try and turn them into frogs. Can you see any inverted crucifixes in my house? Do my kids come home from school in bat's wings and fangs? You ate with us last night. Did you have anything unusual on the table? Did you have nightmares last night? I often compare myself with Vincent Price. Here is a man that's acted many roles as devil worshippers and devil rides out and all these weird things that he's done. And yet he writes books on cookery. He's supposed to be a very good cook. They don't hound him. Yeah, I've sang a couple of songs about the devil, and they think I'm a devil worshipper. Well, what's the difference? It's my stage role is music, and Vincent Price's stage role is acting. And he cooks, and I live in a house with my kids,
Why do you do that?
This is Daddy. Naked.
They know I'm not like the rest of their school friends' daddies. I mean, they know I'm different. They just know me as Daddy. They don't know me as anybody else. Because I've always been this person. If all of a sudden, if I had my hair cut short now, and had all my tattoos removed, and got a job driving a car for fucking Lion's ice cream, then it would have an effect on what the fuck's he doing? I think every performer has to have a split personality. I mean, you don't see a clown walking down the street with his big red nose and his funny suit on. He's under all that makeup that is a human being with feelings.
I remember one particular time we were in New York, and it was when Cardinal O'Connor did his shtick in church on the Sunday, and he accused Ozzy of being a devil worshipper, and it was on the front page of the newspaper. And of course, as usual, I would never discuss anything like that in front of the children. And I wanted to get my hands on this man. He thinks maybe he's doing good, but he's damaging a lot of people. My people that I care about.
Behind every great man there is a great woman, with a great left boot. When Motley Crue said to me, do you mind if she was in Pyro? I said, you can fucking set fire to yourself for all I'm concerned. Do what the fuck you like, man. What gives me the fucking right? It's the Ozzy Osbourne plus Motley Crue plus... one day I could be Motley Crue plus Ozzy Osbourne, At the end of the tour, their manager comes up to me and says, would you think it would be possible for them to come up and play Paranoid with you? I said, sure, man. Fucking, so we all got up and played Paranoid. And they were, you've never seen smiles on guys' faces in your fucking life, man. It's like they were like grins from ear to ear. That tour with Motley Crue, I don't know how any of us survived. I mean, because after that tour, we all ended up in treatment centres, you know. All of us. The whole fucking lot of us.
Now, you know what would be a hell of a tour? Fucking 2 Live Crew and Ozzy Osbourne.
Now, that would be very interesting. That would cause some shit, that would 2 Live Crew and Ozzy. Put on my stone, Ozzy Osbourne, the man that bit the head off a bat and a dove and urinated up the Alamo and caused the death of several kids through his music. I mean, that's what... See, even now, in that incident with the bat and the dove happened years ago, and even now people go to me, oh, I know you, you're the guy that kills animals, you kill things and all that shit, you know. The dove was a total freak of nature, if you like. I was absolutely drunk, and I was being introduced to the LA branch of CBS, and my wife said to me, go in and throw these 2 doves in the air, and I was drunk. I drank a bottle of booze. And I threw one up in the air, and they were all sitting around the boardroom table, and I bit the head off the other one and threw it on the table, thinking they would see the funny side of it, and they really didn't see the funny side of it. The bat was a kind of an accident, which I did milk somewhat. Some guy in the audience threw it. It was like the Diary of a Madman tour. And it was kind of like, I always used to like custard pie fights, but I had like a custard pie fight on stage, but using meat. We used to throw meat out at the audience, and the audience would bring meat to the concert and throw it back. Well, as this went on the tour, it got worse. People were bringing like dead cats and throwing them on, and all kinds of snakes and frogs and rats and all. And somebody threw a bat, and I thought it was one of those like Halloween rubber things, and I just bit into it, and it was a real bat.
I thought that with a little salt and pepper, they're better. Actually, bats are a little bit better. A little mayonnaise sometimes, or you know, it depends on what month. If you get a good bat at the right month, then it's a lot tastier. I was more of a chicken man myself, but I can see somebody who's probably more of a continental taste, and bats, I can understand that.
Unbeknownst to me, bats are the biggest carriers of rabies in the world. So I had to go straight from the gig to a hospital, and the guy said, we better give you some precautionary rabies shots. And I had one in each rear, one in each arm, and one in the top of my leg, and I had to have that every night. So for anyone out there who thinks it's cool, if you want to be a complete dick, try it, you know. One of the things I did regret was the incident at the Alamo. Not because I urinated at the Alamo, was because I've got so many kids down there that love my music, and I get so many hundreds and thousands of letters from San Antonio saying, please come back. But I was banned from San Antonio. But after all these years, I've just found that they've lifted the ban. I hope it sticks, because I want to go back to San Antonio and play a gig there.
I would love to have been the policeman that arrested him. I think I would have let him go, you know. You piss on the Alamo, you piss on America, boy.
I wanted to take a piss, and I piss a lot, you know, as you've noticed. I'm not complaining about it, because, you know, it's all showbiz, you know. It's all, you know. I wanted to be recognised, and it's all part of recognition, you know. I mean, I've got to be truthful about this. I milk it to a point. I have to. Otherwise, I'm some kind of a fucking dummy, and I want to make dough. I like making lots of dough. Does this guy think I'm a fucking scientist or a rock star? You know. I mean, the only sink I've ever heard of is the one you wash your fucking face in every morning, man. I'm speechless. I mean, get the gun. To be perfectly honest with you, there is an effect on there. I was fucking around in the studio, and it was put to an echo thing, and I've listened to it myself, and you could misinterpret it as saying shoot, but that wasn't my intention. It wasn't. We didn't sit down and go get the. I never said get the fucking gun. There's no. I mean, I'm on my kid's life. swear to God above that I never. I'll swear on oath that I never said get the gun and shoot, shoot, shoot. Absolutely true. You see, it's like, for instance, talk about misinterpretation. I thought that Jimi Hendrix in Purple Haze sang "Excuse me while I kiss this guy" for many years, and in fact he was singing "Excuse me while I kiss the sky." And I remember when I had me and that Howard Weissman went to that press reception. The guy turns around to me, one of the reporters. Now I'm crapping myself on this dais, and the guy, one of the reporters, turns to me and says, "Isn't it true that you sing in Paranoid, 'I tell you to end your life'?" And I says, "No." I said, in like 3 seconds I've got to go through this lyric in my head. I says, "No, you've got it wrong. I sing in that song, 'I tell you to enjoy life.' Not end your life." Still on the set, you know, I still like to hear it. I mean, if people only knew how we wrote that song. I mean, I didn't sit in a fucking dark room with salt round me and a dead bat and a frog's leg I was drunk, as usual, and Randy was tuning up his guitar, and he just slid his guitar finger up there, going, like a riff. I said, "That's a great riff." He says, "What riff?" I said, "That what you just played." He said, "I didn't play anything." I said, "That thing you just played there, man." He went, "This?" I said, "Yeah, do it twice." Da-na-na, da-na-na. I said, "I got a great lyric for it." And he says, "What's that?" I said, "Wine is fine, but whiskey is quicker." And the lyric came from the fact that Bon Scott, from the original singer from AC/DC, had recently died of some over abuse. You know, in fact, in actual fact, he died from hypothermia in his car. He was drunk and he fell asleep in his car apparently, and he never woke up. It was winter and he froze to death. But he was induced. He was unconscious from too much alcohol. The point that I was trying to get across in that song is that alcohol, you know, is in my opinion, is the worst drug in the world because of the availability. You can buy alcohol anywhere, and it's legal to drink it, you know, at a certain age. You know, but we all did things illegal. I mean, to do things illegal for some reason, there's a better kick when you're 14. You get a six-pack and you go down by the creek and you drink the six-pack with your buddies and you get a bit loaded and it's more fun. It's like when my father said to me when I was 14, "If I ever catch you smoking cigarettes, you'll be grounded for 3 months." So I wanted to do go and buy a carton and smoke my brains out, you know.
When they walked onto a theatre stage, it was just unbelievable. I mean, it was just unbelievable. Ozzy and I had been pacing the streets earlier on that afternoon, and he's going, "God, you know, how many kids are going to be there?" And because with shows like this, at that particular time, kids would come on the day. It was very rare, and especially in Glasgow, where there's not a lot of money anyway, that something would sell out before. And we were pacing the streets up and down, you know, and I'm, you know, trying to tell him it's going to be cool, everything's going to work out, it's going to be great.
I don't for 1 minute think he would be still playing with me. On that last bus journey from Knoxville, Tennessee to Orlando, Florida, he turned around to me and said he wanted to quit rock and roll, he wanted to go to UCLA and get a degree in classical guitar. And I said to him, "Well, you're fucking crazy or something. We just broke the ice, man. Wait until we get some success and some money under our belts before you do that. You do that, you get the rest of your life to do that." And he wasn't really into, he wasn't a guy that was into being a mega really rock star. He was a musician. He tried it, he was a success of it, and you know, he wanted to move on. You know.
He was an old soul. When you met Randy, he was incredibly knowledgeable. He had that inner peace that I was talking about. He had a strength with him that a mature man would have, and he was, you know, in his early 20s.
We got this thing going, you know. I wouldn't have to. I'd go, and he would be there. I wouldn't even have to. I know where he would be. I know what he would be doing. We had this communication going. It was like incredible. She thought I was a roadie. See, I used to go drinking with the roadies, you know, because Randy would drink, but like nothing like I would drink. I was just killing myself on a daily basis, and I just drank, you know. And the road crew were renowned for drinking, so I'd always hang out with the drinkers, and I was fat. And she just thought I was a fucking roadie. I loved him as a person. I loved him as a human being. I suppose at that time when he died, a part of me died with him, you know, because it was the first guy person that came into my life and gave me hope.
Very rarely do you ever walk into a rehearsal room and you feel that magic, that electricity. And when I walked into this rehearsal room, it was like, you know, your hair stood up on your arms. There were two of the most special people I had ever worked with in my entire career.
If you were to sit down and try and manufacture what you think the epitome of a rock star should be, Randy Rose. One of the weirdest things, though, of all was when I did the video for the tribute thing, Crazy Train, and I asked Mrs. Rhodes if I could get, he used to have a Flying V polka dot guitar. And she hadn't opened that guitar since the day he was dead, since the day he died. And it was like a time warp. I opened this box and I really got cold shivers because there was things left in the back in his guitar case, like his cigarettes and his little bits and pieces were left in there, and his strings had all gone rusty. And I was like, I remember fucking freaking out when I saw it, man. When I was a big Black Sabbath, I didn't never feel worth anything because I couldn't contribute musically. When Randy came along and was my partner, I remember when we wrote Goodbye to Romance, I had this melody, and then I kept humming this melody. He lived in my house when I lived in my ex-wife in Staffordshire. And he said, "What's this song, a melody?" I said, "It's a melody of it." He said, "Well, sit down, we'll write it, you know." So hum it to me, and he got the chords on the guitar. And we wrote Goodbye to Romance. Then Bob Daisley came along, he put the bass on, and we worked it all out. And with Sabbath, they would never have fucking dreamed of that, you know. I've been the king, I've been the... Somebody once told me, "You're as big as your last hit record." Well, that's really unfair as an artist, because the guy that painted the Mona Lisa didn't paint 25 Mona Lisas, you know. But he's still an artist. Hello, my name's Mr. Osborne. I wonder if it would be possible to speak to my wife, Mrs. Sharon Osborne. You could have been a better friend to me. I'm fucking useless.
Great, except for me. That was great, except for me. Everything was great.
I wish my wife would talk to me, man. I hate that fucking cold shit, man. A brother said to me, "And you are the biggest fucking arsehole, and get it over with." He said, I said, "Oh, what's the problem, darling?" Nothing. I'm supposed to be the heavy metal madman, you know. I mean, I'm not afraid of anything. Only my wife.
Keep that emotion, whatever you're doing, sounds killer.
I was squeezing my left nut.
Oh,
That's what it is.
Good.
It's so fucking frustrating when you can't get it on, man. It's not so easy these days to make record. It's kind of like giving birth, you know. I tend to get too emotionally involved with it because I ultimately have to like my record. I have to live with my record.
Just don't get uptight about it, you know?
What, I get uptight? Let's sing better.
Oh, okay. Well, then get
I'm tight
uptight.
about it.
Here, hit me.
What do you think of the lyrics, John?
Need a few changes here and there.
Okay.
For morning to night, you still worship the dead. That's perfect.
What?
to worship the dead.
I want to try and get away from this fucking Black Haddock shit, you know. It's all that doom shit, you know. I woke up this morning and shot myself twice.
Oh, that's a good line. I woke up this morning and I shot myself twice.
I met with Ozzy several times and went to rehearsals involving his new album. And I think the main reason that we didn't make a record together was the record that I had in mind to make and the record that Ozzy wanted to make were two different records.
He was into the old Sabbath way of recording, the darker sides, the Iron Man and the heavy-duty, hardcore metal riffs. And one of the frustrating things about me when I was with Sabbath is that I wanted to go in a different direction. I wanted to write more songs as opposed to more musical riffs with vocals on and go into these bizarre changes.
Like, you know how we've been changing little
Please
words
don't
here and
leave
there
me
to sound
alone.
better,
Please
you know?
don't leave me alone.
Better.
Shut the fuck up.
Dreams. We're using different descriptive words and also haunted guns.
I'm the leader in this band and no one takes a fucking blind bit of notice of it. It is called the Kenny Osborne.
Ah, shut up. Let's go out there, baby. Right here!
Yeah, step outside, man.
Yeah, step outside!
Shut the fuck up.
You gotta redo that one.
The first one.
First one of that, for those first two.
So the first one and the third one and the fourth one and the fifth one should be the second one and the fifth one.
Well, the halfway through the second one, though, we can match up with the fifth one.
That's correct. It was a lot of fun making the record, you know. Come on, man, get your fucking shit together. All the way from England to be insulted. At this stage of the game, there's other people around that are putting different ideas in my head. Everybody wants to start advising me what to do, and I get confused, you know. Because I want the best record ever. I want the best record in the world. Fucking hell, this is what I need now. Heaven. Oh, by the way, I'd like to introduce you to my bass player, Mikey. He's a great kid. Look, he drinks good beer. Mikey's great. Mikey was the instigator for No More Tears. Drum fills are fucking cool, man. In my opinion, anyone that beats fucking skins for a living has got to be something weird, you know what I mean? But Randy Castillo really contributed an awful lot. And also Zach did as well. But Zach's heart's leaning towards the country rock, and I have no right to stop him, you know. He came along with me, and he was a Randy Rhoads freak. He was a Sabbath freak. I mean, he knows every Sabbath song that ever was written, probably more than I do. You'd probably leave me at the end of this lot and form a country rock band. And I wish him all the luck in the world, you know. I don't own anybody.
I have another title idea. You know something? This is it. I got it. I fucking have it. Because it plays off that. There was this author a few years ago. Her name is Anais Nin. Her book was called Ladders to Fire.
Ladders to Fire?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Because it makes you think of the heavens, and because usually the hell would be below, so the idea of ladders to fire.
Yeah.
It plays with that concept.
Yeah, it's a good idea, man. Ladders to Fire. Ladders to Fire.
Roll playback. Just look straight at the camera.
Well, I just said look at the camera.
Yeah.
You're saying put my head down.
No.
You guys are saying put my head up. I don't know, I've got fucking one head. I wouldn't change a fucking thing. Because if I drop down dead now, I've had such an eventful life. I'd rather be doing what Ozzy Osbourne's doing today than anything else. I would rather have done what Ozzy Osbourne has done than anything else, because let's face it, it's beast going down a coal mine or delivering milk or working in a fucking office. I mean, at least I've had a lot of fucking experience and a lot of fun, and I've lived life to its fullest.